We ready?
We are. As we all begin here, don't forget about your chat if you have any questions. We'll mute everybody out, but you can always ask the questions and we'll try to monitor the chat. So, Jeff, really appreciate you sending these notices out and excited what we're going to hear from you tonight.
Well, I appreciate that, Marlene. And, you and I have been talking about this for several days. And as we launched about 2 weeks ago, tomorrow, actually, it's been 2 weeks. And, it's been kind of, in my opinion, a wild ride. I mean, we've seen a lot of explosion. A lot of people have come on board with Alivea. I've been kind of stunned. And I just like every aspect of what's going on. And I'm just getting phone calls from literally around the world. And so I know that this is being recorded when we get started here in just a second. Aaron, have you got that recording started?
Yep, we're good to go.
Thank you. And I got to tell you something, we have just begun. And really at this last moment, I know we're closing out this first 2 weeks here, and this is the close of the period, which is every Friday night at midnight. So we just wanted to kick off what we call the 5K fun run. And we're bringing this together right now, beginning next week, for the next 2 weeks until we go into June the 5th. We'd like to close out the first month of Alivea. Not only the record-breaking numbers we've already started, but to finish even ahead of where we began, because we threw out an incredible special over the last couple of weeks to become a team builder for literally a couple of $100. And so what does that mean to all of y'all? And that's kind of what I've had people asking me, and a lot of the new people want to know exactly how a lot of this compensation works. And I'm not going to get into a lot of the compensation tonight, but what makes me excited really is, I've been networking for a long time. I got touched by the bug of connecting and serving people. And I just love that. And, over the years, I just, for myself personally, didn't have a lot of success that I saw a few have. And I mean, very few. I saw a lot of people come and go over the years, and they just, for whatever reason, wouldn't come together for them. And then there's a few that it did. And, but I know about 20 years ago when somebody handed me an ingredient that we now know more about called Ace Mannin. I mean, it changed everything we're doing. And for the last 20 years, most of you that know me know that I don't get into the financial side, the business, and more the money of this opportunity as much as I share the value. Somebody asked me one time, would you share the business? And I talk about the product, because to me, that's the business. Because when people realize what Ace Mannin does for human physiology, to be blunt, for you, then, I mean, it means everything. People get to a point when they really begin to understand it. I mean, they're afraid to go a single day without it. So that's where my goal has been, because when people understand what that product means, they're not going to go without it. And they're going to continue to buy it. And they're going to, at some point, they're going to stumble into friends, or friends are going to stumble into them, wanting to know why they're doing so well and how come they're doing things they haven't done in years, and all those things that people can visibly see when they get on these products. And here we are today with Alivea at the leading edge of everything I've known over the last 25, 30 years in nutrition, and especially where Ace Mannin is concerned, at a level that, is just not even, you can't even hold any comparison to. And I know this, that everybody that is trying to have some level of claim to the best forms of of Ace Mannin, just know this: we have the commitment by the gentleman that actually produces it, that we will and do have the very best. And most of his fingerprints, as a matter of fact, his fingerprints are on a lot of the other products that are seen out here in the marketplace. And then some people, in my opinion, are just flat putting out misinformation. And Steve Burns has been capturing some of that, and he's, coming up with some very strong, what I call rebuttal to all that nonsense that people attempt to say about what they think they have versus what we have. Because what we have is absolutely the truth. So I've preached my little bit about, the product side of this, but I just hope people get that. Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to share my heart about what that really means and do the best I can. And over time, we'll have other leaders that will begin to share, their point of view on all of that. But on Thursday nights, beginning next week at 8 p.m. Central Time, we're going to help every new person that begins their movement to be a part of this 5K fun run. Because, when we talk about a 5K fun run, 5K is where the fun starts. Because as you graduate through your growth of your business, when it gets to that point, now you've got something consistent coming every single month, a guarantee, if you will, to help you move forward. And that's really what people are working for. So I'm going to step right on into this, and bear with me here a minute. Just make sure that this all works for me, Marlene. Can you see that okay?
Yes, I can see that.
Great. Let me see if I can collapse some of this so it's not distracting to me. Let me look here. You know, when I think of every bit of this, first of all, you know, when we talk about Alivea and we begin to get started with Alivea, you know, a lot of times people, you know, they just want to begin. Maybe they want to try the product. And then a lot of times people will say, you know, I'm interested in making a little bit of money. And when you're dealing with people out here, you know, there's a lot of things that people need today. And with all this focus on this pandemic, et cetera, you know, naturally we don't take any claim to have something that, you know, deals with that directly, but we do have something that is very unique in immune function. And so we know we've got things to let people look at, such as the new Ace Man in 101 video, which is incredible. And I even used that today to reach out to a friend of mine, and he wanted to know some stuff about this, and he really didn't know anything from the past. And I sent him that, and he was just a little bit overwhelmed. Instantly, I followed up with the new Alivea video. So when you're reaching out to people, the most important thing I've told people for years is, first of all, identify who you're going to reach out to, and don't be haphazard or casual with this. Be very specific and go at it with intention. And when you reach out to a friend of yours, say, look, there's something going on that's incredible. And I want you to see this. And by that time, you probably already know. You know, in traditional network marketing, they teach you to do things like, you know, analyze the needs of your consumer and figure out what their wants are. But I'm talking about our friends here, people we love and care about, our family possibly. And I know that's the toughest place to go. But where new people are concerned, that's where everybody starts. And obviously to some of their friends that are around them. So from that standpoint, we all have a pretty good grip on what some of the needs might be for a lot of our friends. So when we reach out to Mark or Joe or Betty or somebody we've known for a while, we know that they're maybe hurting, dealing with a particular issue and health-wise, or we might know that, you know what, all of a sudden they're just flat out of a job, you know, and they told us they've been downsized, they've been laid off, or in fact, because of all this pandemic, their job's not even going to come back on the radar screen. They don't know what they're going to do. So there's a reason to share this as an opportunity to show somebody, look, I can show you how to begin to get a few dollars coming in every single week. And that's the way this company pays. And so when they think about, you know, what we're doing and what we have to offer, the very best science has to offer, that's it. And so you start somewhere and you say, here, look at this. If it's opportunity, show them the Alivea first. If it is particular product, maybe the Ace Man in 101. If there's people out there that are looking at some of this CBD and you want them to know the value of what Entourage is, for those of you that are in the US hearing this message, just know we've got Ace Man in 101. And those are powerful little snapshots at the bigger picture of what's going on with Alivea. You know, people just don't sit down to 15, 20, 30 minutes like they used to, even an hour at all. But when they see that it's 2 or 3 minutes, they take a chance to look at it for a second. And that's where we start. We've got to get their attention. So all that being said, that's how we try and get people to turn their heads, and we show them what's going on here. We let them look into a little bit more. When they start throwing questions at you, just say, you know, hold on a minute. I mean, let me get a friend of mine on the phone. I mean, I'm learning this too. And I don't have those answers, but I want to hear them. So hang on a minute. Let me see if Bethleen or Joe or Dave or Marlene or somebody, and get right there with your upline almost immediately and say, look, I need some help here. And because they're looking to do just that. Because as I show you what we're going to talk about tonight, it's not dependent on you doing something for yourself. It really, in this business, depends on what you're going to do for somebody else. And that's the way this works. If you want to be somebody, you got to turn around and be somebody to somebody else. And that's how we grow in this business, by serving other people, not serving ourselves. So when I go through this and people say, okay, I'm ready, I want to get started with this, what do I got to do? I say, okay, sit down. And in most cases, those of you out there that are leaders and looking to really take this on in a big way, this PowerPoint PDF format is available for you. I can send it to you, and you can sit down with somebody on a computer, possibly email it to them, let them pull it up, look at it for themselves, and you can help them go through it and understand it. In this world of technology, I'm sure you're already thinking of an easier way to do that on an iPad or something like that. It can certainly even be done on a smartphone. So just think about the ease of being able to do this. Do it is the key word. My motto has always been Proverbs 14:23, all hard work leads to profit, mere talk leads to poverty. So when we sit down with somebody, I'm so pleased to share this with you because a good friend, Rodney, and his wife, Laura Fleetwood, shared with me how they sit down and work with people individually to help them position themselves the best way to be, successful in this business. And, obviously, if you want to learn how to be successful, they are two people that probably are at the top of my game plan when it comes to good-hearted, successful, dedicated people. And so my hat's off to them. I basically stole a lot of this from them, the theory, the idea, and I'm just following the lead of an incredible leader. And that's what I want all you to do. Just follow the lead. So when I sit down with somebody, I say, look, this is what we do. This is what it's all about. And I'll take them through the first screen and I'll say, okay, the minute you get started here, you're going to be asked about something called Social Business Elite. And all that means is that for $29.95 a month, you can participate in a little bit of the bigger picture. And, you'll get the extra reports that you don't get by just being part of the basic program. Look right there on the screen about the middle, you'll see that, by being part of the elite program, you're going to get, one free bag of Hope Pops for every social business partner that you personally enroll. You'll get 2 free bags when you enroll somebody. And so that's kind of how this works. So you get some benefits just by being a part of the elite program. Plus, get this, you're getting 2 free bags of Hope Pops every single month. And so that in itself is about $40 worth of value for $29.95. Kind of a no-brainer. But don't worry about that right now. The reason I'm covering that is here in about 4 weeks from today, when I get this in the system and you get started, you're going to be asked this question. And right now it's free. So that's okay. So when I am sharing this with somebody, and Marlene, I know you're on the call with me, and I'm going to role play with you a little bit, because the most important thing you do is to help people understand each as we go through this. It doesn't do me any good just to talk about this and share this and let you all listen. If you were working with somebody brand new, they're going to have some questions. They might miss something. So, when you complete a screen just like this, I might say, Marlene, do you understand what I was just talking about, program?
Oh, yes, I do. That was clear.
Okay, is there any questions on that? We can come back to it later if you miss it.
No, I see that I can either check the green thing down there or the one under it if I don't want to.
Right, and right now it's free, so no big deal. I just want you to be aware of that.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. Now, first of all, when we get started, there's no necessary requirement to buy product. You can become a social business partner by just purchasing a $39.95 membership, which is a one-time year expense. And every year, by federal law, you're required for a renewal fee, which is about $25 or so. And that just maintains your position. And you have the right at the end of a year that you don't have to continue. So you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. But when it comes to purchasing product, we don't care if you buy 1 product or 100 products. It doesn't matter. It's your choice. And you can get started with one single product, any one of these, either a bottle of Immune or Limitless or Balance or Daily. You might choose, the Hope Pops or something else that we offer. It could be anything or several things. It doesn't matter. And so that's one way. Another way is we kind of bundle these, and we bundle them really by what's most popular. We call one in particular the Integrative Health Program, and it provides you with 3 core products: Immune, Limitless, and Balance. We also have what's called a Restoration Program. A lot of people choose, the hemp oil and the Entourage, which is our, particular product, along with, some additional Immune and also the Limitless. And some other people may choose, not the Immune, but, the hemp oil and another bundle. So you can see how we vary them just a little bit, and we package them in kind of 4 areas, including sports and performance. You kind of see that, and you get a little bit of a discount on that.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, and at the bottom, you can see right there, as a brand new person, if you start with any one of these bundles, they're going to give you, a discount of $25. So while one says, $179 there at the bottom, $25 off that, and that's going to be what I think it's going to be $154.99. And now you've got about $25 off, and you've just gotten started. And so that's just for new people. So you kind of get that, right?
Okay, yeah.
And Marlene, I know I'm going through a lot here, and as we continue, you might think, well, I don't need to know all now, but with me a bit, stop me at any point if you're confused. But at the end, you'll know why I want you to see all of this. And so just bear with me. You okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Another way is to get what we call a total reboot. A reboot program is just an entire program where we actually start from the ground up and kind of reboot or re-biohack your entire system, and to get your body off of sugar and on a lot of good healthy fats and other things. And so that's what we call our reboot program, and it involves several of these products. And we also have a premium partner reboot if you and your significant other want to get started each, or you just want a little bit of each more, and maybe you want to pass some of them out. So there's another bundle we have, and again, those give you that same $25 off discount. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And last but not least are what we call the premium programs, and the premium impact kit is what a lot of people choose. And there's a lot of, I think you'll see that play itself out, but you do get a 20 that program also. So that for about $675, which is kind of the same price as a partner reboot program, with exception, this gives you literally 2 of every key product that this offers in our main core 5 products. And from there, we've got 1 of each, as people kind of sample which, they might pick and choose in their favorite. Not everybody likes every flavor of our bar, or nor do they, want to use the fix and the fuel a lot, but they'll use one or the other, maybe something. So we give them a little bit of the rest of it just to sample. And so again, that's a $700 program, and you can get the $25. But we also, because of the demand of our immune, and for our 2 key products, you can buy them in a bulk, what we call a case lot, and you're literally getting 20 bottles of immune, or either 20 boxes of Limitless, either one. And each of those packs run right at $1,000. And of course, you get $50 off on the Champion pack. So they give you a discount on those if you choose. You understand all that?
Yes, I do.
But you can start with 1 or 100, or you can choose the biggest pack or the smallest. It doesn't matter. You're all paid the same to some degree. So I just wanted to make sure you sort of understood that. Or any question on product and all as I go forward?
No, I don't think so. But that premium kit with all that stuff in it sure looks good.
Well, that's what most people think. And so keep that in mind. Anyway, so let's move forward. And when we begin to set up the business, there's a couple of key things that you got to know right up front. Because I don't want you to look back a month or 2 later and go, wow, why come you didn't tell me that? And maybe you hadn't considered it. That's why I want to kind of show you each step of the way here. But the initial goal is in your first 28 days, and the clock starts today when I put you in the system, is to become what they call Team Builder Qualified. And actually what that does, and that gives you, when you're at a total of 700 in qualifying volume, and $1 is 1 qualified ball, so it's kind of a $1 per point volume thing. So, but when you think about that, that can be what you might personally, you might have 2 or 3 or 4 customers that just want to buy the product and are not interested in, being a part of this movement. Or, you might have a couple of people that join you instantly as social business partners, and they choose products. But whatever you do in the first 28 days is all going to be added up. And if you're in 700 in qualifying volume in your first 28 days, then you're qualified and able to earn what's called accelerated team builder rewards. And what that means is, as your business begins to step forward and grow, and it will, when your volume hits about 2,000, you're going to receive a check for $250. When it grows a little bigger, and it will, about 5,000 volume, when you hit that, you're going to get a $500 check. And you can see right there, you've virtually got the money you've spent back in your pocket, from what it took you to get started. So you can see how that will immediately start to reward you. From there, when your business reaches 10K, then of course you're going to really see a nice return, and that's a $1,000 check. So there's roughly around $1,750 in those accelerated team rewards that you can earn if you're a qualifying team builder within your first 4 weeks. You understand that?
Yeah, so that would be important.
Yes. And, and again, you start today. So you're just, 1 week, and we close the business periods on Friday. So it happens to be Friday. So when I get you in today, this is your actually close of the week. And so I might even honestly wait until after midnight tonight, Marlene, because when I put you in first thing tomorrow morning, you've got all of next week considered your first full week. So the minute you go in the system is your first full week. So if I do it early on Friday afternoon, you've just got a few hours of your first week. And I know a lot of people misunderstand that, but that's why I want you to know today happens to be Friday. If this was Monday, I probably wouldn't bring this up. But I know that it's important when people start to understand how the 4-week cycle works, and we close every Friday at midnight. Is there any question on that?
No, I appreciate you mentioning that. Yeah, let's wait till in the morning.
Okay, now as I lean forward here, as we move over the next few days, the next week or two, I'll help you look into your back office and show you a couple of key screens that you need to pay attention to, and you'll watch all this. And if you're not fully understanding how that week cycle works, that's okay. It took me about a month to fully get what they were talking about, but it'll happen and you'll understand it. It's really simple. So let me move on. Here's you. Let's just say you decided to choose just one bottle of Entourage. I use that as an example because a 2-ounce bottle is 119 in qualifying volume. Now you're required by federal trade issues to what is called have active participation to receive compensation. So your position needs to be qualified by earning at least 100 qualifying volume or $100 every single period. And so that's either one bottle for $119. It could be 2 products that add up over $100. It doesn't matter. But this, just for example, this product, and you got started, and let's say you helped a couple of people do the same thing. And in addition, you've actually got 3 customers. And the reason I'm showing you that, these 3 customers, they may not want anything to do with, but they just want to buy the product. But we have a program called 1, 2 free. If you look in the left-hand corner. And when you have 3 customers, in this example, just buying that single bottle, then your total added up is about $357. And you divide that by 3, it gives you an average, which obviously is the same $119. So when you do that, that average amount comes right off what you spend. So now your bottle of Entourage costs you nothing. They don't even charge you for it. They do charge you for shipping and also the tax. You understand that?
Yes.
So 1, 2 free just lets you pay for your products. Now, let's say you have a customer buys 300 or 400 and you've only bought 100. Well, you don't get the extra money back. Don't get that. That's not a bonus. But you are able to take out most of what you purchase yourself by working this 1, 2 free program. If you know a few people that just want the product, some do, some don't. But you'll find a lot of people that just want to get started with the product, and they'll obviously over time possibly join you. Any questions on this? And see, when you've done that, if you add all that up, there's your 119, you've got 357, and then your 2 social business partners that you got started with you. And of course, you don't add up the $39.95, you just add up the cost of the product. So if you add all 5 of those bottles plus your own, you're at $714 in qualifying volume. You see how that works?
I do.
Now you are a qualified team builder. Now you can do that in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. But if you don't do it in the first 28 days, then you get none of those accelerated team bonuses. Those are just not available. But if you do this within 28 days, you can see how that difference of about $1,750 can really make a difference. So it's important to complete this, or at least reach that volume of 700 plus in your first 28 days. And this is just one way to do it. Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's move this on a minute. Because when we want to get to 2K, our goal is to duplicate this effort. And we help, your 2 social business partners, they're going to reach out and do exactly the same thing. And for this example, I'm not showing you any customers, but you can just see how simple it works. You and 2 is all we do. And we help them reach out to their 2. And you start adding every bit of this up. Assuming your customers are going to continue, your 3 customers, you just add all that up. And you end up with about 1,190 in qualifying volume. You're not quite there, but you're over half. Understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Just move it one more level. And by that time, you can see how you're knocking at the door of 2,000. Now, for this example, you show a little over that. but you know how that works. Some people do and some don't. Not everybody gets there too. So let's move this down one more level, and you can see how you'll move it way past that. So, you know, you and two, and you help them do the same thing, and you duplicate that a couple of more times, and you basically hit your ranking of 2K. You can see how that works.
Yeah, and almost to that next one.
Certainly. But you can see it took a few people to get there just buying one bottle. You understand that?
Quite a few. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let's look at this a little more. Let's just say you said, hey, I want that total reboot because, you know, I like what comes in it. I want to try those bars. And so you get started. And so you spent $350, but with that discount, you've only out of pocket spent $325. But they still give you $350 in qualifying volume. You're halfway to Team Builder. And as you can see right there, you're saving over $110, $15, just over what it cost you to buy those products individual. So just kind of a better deal. And it gets you pretty much there a lot quicker. You can see that, right?
Right.
So let's follow that example. You and two. And you can see right there, you well surpassed it. And that's without your customers. That's just you and two, and you've actually surpassed, you know, the 700 in qualifying volume required to be a Team Builder. In fact, you're over 1,000. See how quick that works?
Yeah.
Let's maybe add those customers in. Just your 3 customers that are following you. And let's just say they do the same thing. And Marlene, I know they don't. Sometimes they buy more. Sometimes they don't even buy but that $119 bottle again. And that's okay. That's okay. But you add it all up. And for this example, we're just kind of following, you know, everybody doing the same thing. And so you can see you and two and your 3 customers, and you're already over 2K. Boom. I mean, you just almost hit it instantly. Any questions?
No, that's cool. That's a lot simpler.
That's right. But one thing I want you to see here, see that 1T2 free program? If you do have 3 customers, and let's say all 3 of them are buying, you know, $350 worth of product, even though that average is $1,050, and you divide that by 3, they actually only credit you up to $300 in free product. So you can't have 4 or 5 customers, you know, buying $500 each and, you know, and get a huge amount of product wiped out for nothing. They'll only credit you through the 1-2 free program up to $300, you know, a 4-week period. Is that clear?
Yeah. Okay. So if my kit's going to cost me $350 or how much ever it is, how does that work?
You pay $50 and plus tax and shipping. That's all they bill you for.
All right. Got it.
$300 right off the top of it. Yes, ma'am. And if, for instance, you're only buying $300 and they bought, you know, $1,050, $2,000, it doesn't matter. You're getting the 300 zeroed out because your average is above that, but you won't get more than 300. I just want you to be clear on that so people don't get confused.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for explaining that.
Okay. So let's step up here. When we talk about that premium impact kit, that's probably a good name for it. Not only the amount of children that are impacted by just purchasing that kit, because every single product serves a child 1-for-1 for 28 days. And you can see right there, if you just add that up and take that times 28, you're serving a large group of children because you're getting 2 bottles of the Entourage, you're getting 2 daily, you're getting 2 of the Immune, 2 Balance, 2 Limitless, 2 of the Fix, 1 of the Fuel. You're getting 1 of each of the 4 bars and plus a couple of bags of Hope Pops. And that's a sample of a little bit of everything that is most popular that we offer with Alivea. And yes, we offer the shakes also, but we don't include them in these kits because, you know, this is by what we call popular demand. So, but that kit in itself at $700 with a $25 discount runs $675, but you've got the 700 in qualifying volume right there. You see that?
I do. So I could just do it on myself.
Right. And when you add all that up, you know, that's over $1,100 worth of product. So you're talking saving almost $500 just off what it cost you to buy those. Plus you can sample each one of the bars. And I'll promise you there's 2 boxes you're probably going to hold on to, possibly the mint chocolate chip or even the sweet and salty caramel, because I can tell you those are bars that people don't let go of. So this is just a good way to sample everything. So is that clear? Let me move on. Any questions?
Yeah. Let's.
Okay. Now, like I said, instantly you're Team Builder qualified. From day one, from now on, I don't care if it takes you 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. When you reach 250, you'll be, or 2,000, you'll be paid the 250, 5K, of course, $500. And of course, at 10K, you're going to be paid a $1,000 reward. And that's just when you reach those levels. And so you're not locked in, but you've got that done within your first 28 days because you instantly started with that program. So that's kind of a no-brainer right there. And, I know that sometimes people think, well, I'll do this then. And I have a lot of people, sometimes they'll get started with just 1 or 2 products. And then in a week or so, they might buy the Team Builder program and just actually purchase an impact kit because they see the value, but maybe they were waiting till they had a little more money. And that's okay. You can do this anytime. But within the first 28 days is what's important to reach that volume level. That's all I want people to know. And that's why most people choose the impact kit.
That makes sense.
Let me move on. There's you and 2. And boy, you can see just you and 2 social business partners that decide to become a social business partner and choose that membership and have chosen an impact kit. You can see right there, you've instantly reached 2K. So that's kind of a no-brainer right there. And of course, they are instantly Team Builder qualified also. And so when you step that down, and you've helped 2 or 3 customers, and again, we're going to use that example of just the total reboots because people aren't going to turn around and buy normally an impact kit at this level every single month as a customer. But you'd be surprised. I've had customers actually purchase some of the champion packs of Immune because they know that product and they have friends they just want to hand it out to. So you'd be surprised what customers really end up doing because I'll tell you, our product is the true star here. But whatever that might be, you'll get those $300 in credit, that $300 in credit right off of that $700 that you might buy every month, or maybe you're just, purchasing 200 or 300 yourself, but it's still available for you. But add all that up. And now you can see you're over 3,000 in volume. And so you're right only over halfway to your 5K. You understand that, Marlene?
Yeah, that's something.
Now, what I want you to understand is this business is really not about you or even me. My goal is to, first of all, help you get to 2K and then help you reach 5K by helping you assist those 2 first social business partners to repeat what we've just done. Because when you help each of your 2 partners reach that level of 2K, along with the extra volume you've seen that kind of comes along with that, then you're going to move into the area of 5K. So you can see to become 5K and to be what we call complete your 5K fun run, what we're doing is just showing you how you move yourself into 2K and then you turn right around and help your 2 people do what you've just done. And that's the simplicity of our program. You understand that?
Yes, that makes sense.
And I told you that 5K is where the fun starts. So, when you've reached that level and you've reached 5K, just in that example of everybody buying 1 bottle or $100 in qualifying volume and, on an average basis, by the time you've got a number of people in your, at 2 by total volume and it's worked its way down to about the 5th level, you've got over 60 some people in your organization that are purchasing maybe 100 or more worth of product. And in this example, with 1 bottle, you're over 7,000 in volume and you well surpassed your 5K level. And you can see how it continues to graduate right on up to 10K, 20K, 40, etc. But over here in the bottom left, you'll see that at 5K, you're actually serving over 75 children every single day. You may think 2K is not much, but 2K is serving an average of about 30 children every single day. And that's the size of an average orphanage around the world. So when you reach the level of 5K, to take on an organization and reach that level, I can promise you, serving 75 children a day, we reward you, at the rate of $100 a month, just over and above everything that you're earning, just for serving those numbers of children. And that comes every 4th week. You can see as you reach the level of 10K, then we're going to send you $200 every 4th week. And you reach the level of 20K, not only are you going to receive $400 every 4th week as what we call the lifestyle bonus, you're serving over 300 children. But at that point, we're going to take you to Mexico, all expenses paid. You'll have a chance to, walk in and see some of these children, possibly go into Charisma, the Center for Medically Fragile Children. It might stun you like it did me. And you're going to have a chance just to look around and go, wow, look at what's going on here. And, you'll see the tears and the emotions from the caretakers and the children alike that could not even begin to thank you for what you're doing. So when we talk about making some money and we talk about these incredible products and all of that, just know there's people and children around the world that thank you in ways that you couldn't even imagine. And to us personally, that's just a pittance to what we'd love to reward you for. But I want you to understand this. These rewards that come every single month, when you reach the level of 40K, we have an incentive trip every single year. Last year, we went to Cancun. My understanding is we're going to go back. Such an incredible location. It is a turnkey location where we all gather and just have some fun. And, you know, just what a time to fellowship. And, you know, when we reach the level of 80K, we're referred to as ambassadors of the movement. And every year in Hawaii, we'll sit down and have a leadership summit and really talk about the impact that's been made, that's being made. And, you know, we're going to set sails for the future. And because every year we're going to do more and more and more. And that's really simply how our program works. It's not hard. In fact, it's just so absolutely simple. But it starts, Marlene, with helping you to get to 2K and turn around and help those two that we've helped begin reach and do the same thing. And from then on out, it's just each of us doing the same thing.
I could just focus on helping everybody I know get to 2K, and I don't have to worry about all that other. It'll just happen.
Yes, ma'am. As a matter of fact, sometimes all you really need to think about is just dropping the rock in the water, because you'll start that ripple, and we just keep right on going. And that's just basically how our program works. So I've shared with you all the key parts here of kind of how to put this together and the best way to accelerate everything you're doing and to begin to, you know, reach those rewards rapidly. And those rewards come every single Friday. And again, every fourth week, you'll receive your lifestyle bonuses. And Marlene, there's a lot of other additional bonuses within this structure that we didn't even talk about tonight. I just showed you how to become a team builder to initially reach that level and attain those accelerated bonuses and what it's going to mean to you for the numbers of children. But in between there's a lot of extra things we do to reward you, from helping you put a team together and reward you on the volume being created out of that team, to also supporting your team members and matching you for the earnings that they make in their team structures. So, you know, we pay you to turn around and help these two people. All that comes in the beginning. And everybody that purchases, you know, a program such as a small bundle or medium or even the large premium programs, you're paid what's called a hope bonus. So we just, you know, pay you on the volume of the products that are in those programs when people get started with the bundles, because our products all pay some level of commission as well as serving children. Any questions on any of that before I lean forward?
That just looks really cool.
Well, you know, one thing that I want people to understand is get connected. Every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central Time, we have a live conference call. We're very honored to have Mr. Sam Castor a lot of the times with us, the founder of the movement, the chief executive officer of Alivea. In addition, also Mr. Steve Burns, who is, you know, part of the operations team. He works directly in product formulation and directly with the field, with, you know, product and field education and all of that. So, I mean, probably two of the kingpins in the entire movement. And we began that call over, you know, several years ago before we even moved and evolved into where we are today. So, but that's continued. And every Sunday night, that's where social business partners plug in to hear a little bit about what's been going on and where we're at, and a little bit of a look forward for the following week. So be sure and get plugged in. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time. Join us at alivea.live. Understanding Alivea AE and more, which AE stands for Ace Mannin Extract, which is our proprietary blend of this pure Ace Mannin. And for myself, I really focus on helping people understand the value of that active ingredient. So that's what we do, and we encourage everybody to get connected. And most of all, leadership is about leading people to everything we're doing, because it's truly a game of follow the leader. So, you know, from there, all I really need to do, Marlene, is to get some information from you. And that entails I need just some basic information, name and address and city, state, and zip. And Marlene, as we close this call down today, right here, we've had a slide which I have not got interjected yet that actually looks just exactly like our enrollment form. And a person chooses to become a social business partner or an affiliate, and you are able to take their name and their information. You should have that form in your hands and be ready to, fill in the blanks of the person's information that you are currently enrolling. We never send somebody to our website to go get it done for themselves. It might sound simple, and over time it really is, but it's always new to new people, and they may not understand. They'll stumble, they'll not find something, and a little bit of confusion breeds to complacency. They put it off, and then out of sight, out of mind. So it's always important that you take control when you're helping a new person get started, to share this with them, to let them know, what they need to understand so they don't get off on the wrong foot. Marlene, you might have chosen, it's best I can do is just start with one bottle of Entourage right now, because I don't get another check till the first of the month. And we know a lot of people, I know you're not quite in those shoes, Marlene, but I know a lot of people sometimes begin the best that they can. And so that's okay. We do the best we can to help them down the road. And maybe they know a couple of people that are able to start with a team impact kit or something of that nature. And that's okay. It still adds to your personal volume, and you're able to still launch your entire business. So, but it is important that we take control. We take their information, we put them in the system. And once I've done that, Marlene, what I'm going to ask you as my new person that I have enrolled, I'm going to say, now, Marlene, you're going to get an email here very, very shortly. When you do, if you'd like, you can call me back. I can take you on, and you can look at a few more things, or we can get back to tomorrow night if that would be better for you. So is that okay?
Yeah, that's great.
And that's where I'll close it down. So that was my intent tonight. And when I talk about a 5K fun run, what I want everybody to understand, this isn't something we're going to do once or twice. This is something all of us should be doing from now on. When we help a new person get started, take the time. Take the time. We're not playing the sign up and go game. We're here to serve people. And when we talk about 2 by total volume, the most important thing to understand is that 1 or 2 we get started might not do anything, but they may love everything about this and just know somebody else that might have a heart for this. And so we look for the lead. We look for the referral. It's called the endless chain. And I say take that lead and move on and help those people that other people know to the best of your ability. Some people are very protective, don't quite let you into their social network of people. And I understand that, and I respect that. Serve them with the product. When the product makes a difference, they want you to talk to everybody they know. And for me, for 20 years, that's what put me where I'm at today. It wasn't the skill of knowing how to close. It wasn't the ability to recruit everybody I talked to. It wasn't the ability to prospect and cold call and make connections. None of that ever worked for me. It might work for you, so I'm not saying it won't. But I know this, what made a difference for me was helping people understand the value of Ace Mannon. And I'll promise you this, it led me to people that I couldn't even imagine. And truly through those, I really didn't expect to do anything, came people I would have never expected. So never, do not ever judge anybody. Marlene, I'll open this up. If there's been any comments or questions, I'll do the best I can to answer what I can. I just want to share with all of you that I've finally got my logo wear, and Judy and I are sporting our new Alivea logo wear. So, I just couldn't be more excited. I think there's a place where if you have anything in the chat room and you'd like to ask any questions, Marlene, or anybody that has possibly raised your hand, you're more than free. I'll do the best I can to answer any questions.
So open your chat up at the bottom. You put your cursor down there, you'll see it, and type in a question there. If you have any questions, Jeff, we are getting some comments. Some have said it's been very helpful and say thank you, and we appreciate that. We appreciate everyone jumping on tonight. We know it was kind of short notice. You just got a notification this afternoon. But, I just think, Jeff, you've done a tremendous job. I want to thank you tonight. I mean, I know you've worked on these slides. to really hone them in to be simple. And, you know, it is just a breath of fresh air to see not only how simple they are, but also that truly we can focus on one person or two and help them get to 2K. And that's what we focus on. And we don't have to worry about all the rest. And I know the important thing is connecting, because I heard you say, I will help you. I'm saying the same thing to people that I work with. I will help you. And we're not doing this alone. It is a team effort. And we saw some of that in our own group happen today. It's been a team effort, and it's going to be an even bigger team effort. And that's where there's fun in working together as a team. I personally don't find it fun to work all by myself. And I just encourage everybody, please don't work by yourself. Reach up and let's do this together as a team. And I love what you did tonight, Jeff. I'm not seeing any questions. Y'all have any questions coming back? Okay, so Kim said, so the game plan is to help all who want to move hit 5K, then help their 2 run to 5K, correct? Would you like to clarify that, Jeff? Speak to that?
That's exactly correct. I want people to understand, though, it's very easy to work our business to 2K. From there on out, I believe it's our responsibility to help our 2 reach that same level. That's what inadvertently puts the volume in our business. Because, again, like I mentioned in the beginning, you know, our business isn't about us. And so when we try and help somebody get started, we don't want a wake of disaster. We don't want people saying, oh, I got in that thing and it didn't work for me, and I tried to get some help. And, you know, to be honest, and you've experienced this also, Marlene, because you've got quite an organization of people. But, you know, one person can just do so much. And so it's so important that each of us do a little bit. And that's the way this system and this business works. And while you may not feel capable to know everything, to do the things that are necessary, you know this, you know just enough. And then you can find somebody that'll help you with the difference. And that's what makes us duplicatable, is the ability to do that. Just say, hold on a minute, let me call Marlene, find out from her what she does. And I don't know, this is just what I did. And we just witnessed to the program. So you're exactly right. But know this, I don't know anybody that can touch everybody, but I know that everybody can be touched by somebody. We've said that over and over. So you and 2, and maybe you've got 3 or 4 or 5. I know somebody put 10, 15, 25 people in overnight, and that's great. But that doesn't do anything for them. So, you know, you get out here working with 2 or 3 of them. What about the other 18 or 20 or 1 or 22? And they're going to be the ones that say, yeah, it didn't work for me, and I didn't know what to do, and they told me this, and they told me, you know, see, that's the way everybody is. Everybody comes into this the same way. And so we have to help them come down this road. This is an apprenticeship. This isn't a profession. This is an apprenticeship. We bring people into this movement and we help lead them and teach them how to take step 1 and step 2 and step 3. Tonight was all about step 1. You get started, we get you to team builder into 2K. From then on out, we turn around and help your 2 get to 2K. And by there, you've made your 5K run. My question is, how fast do you want to do that? This year, this month, today? I can promise you, I've seen people do it today, maybe not this day, but I've seen people do it in 24 hours. You know, I've seen a gentleman actually in less than 60 days, almost 90 days, actually surpass 150K. And I know what you're thinking, how's that happen? That's what I said. But you know, that's a man that can go to work, or a lady, excuse me. They were both working as a couple. But I promise you, you get dedicated, you get focused, you do this with intention. It will happen for you. It's your persistence and your passion. It is not your intelligence. Trust me. I can promise you, dumb is duplicatable. That put me right where I'm at, because I didn't know how. I just knew it was. And I grabbed people to help me. And that's what I'm trying to do to you, is let you reach out to people, and I'll do the best I can. So will Marlene. So will Dave. So will Shalene. So will Steve and Sam. Oh my God. You know, I don't know how that man does what he does to help the people that he is always working with. You know, I've had some real key friends of mine the last few days reach out, and I'm just so honored. They may not be connected in my organization, but to have them a part of our movement, you know, they're stellars in the community, men of integrity. and they're going to lead this movement. And I'm proud to cheer them on, you know, because success breeds success. You know, just don't stand on what you can do and what you can't do. Lean on all of us. That's the way we all make it. So make it your own. Own it. Do it. And that's what I tell people. I promise you, if you do, we will. Trust me, we will. Back to you, Marlene. Is there anything last minute before we close this? We've gone a long time tonight here, almost an hour, and I didn't intend for that. But this is the launch. This is the kickoff of this 5K run. And we'll simplify this down. And next Thursday night at 8 p.m., we'll start doing this consistently for a couple of weeks here as we take this step forward. And if you all want to do any other addition to that or anything in continuation, or you want this PowerPoint, you can take it from there, and I'll be glad to serve you to the best of my ability. It's all yours, Marlene.
Appreciate you, Jeff, making this the offer of this PowerPoint available. You know, not that any one person or a new person would be able to take it and use it, but you know, we are recording this, and someone asked, you know, when will that recording be available? And Aaron said he's going to put it up on the site, hopemovementreplays.info. He'll have it up there tonight. So imagine having that PowerPoint in front of you, and as you're learning, and as whether you're new or whether you're just new again, watching the recording of this and really going over it and getting it in your head, maybe go over it 3 or 4 times. You know, until we feel comfortable, we use our sponsor to help us or reach up, you know, and eventually we'll feel comfortable to do that. But you know, Jeff, you've made it so simple. We don't have to say it just like you did. It's just a matter of thinking on our feet, and, you know, seeing what we can do to help the person we're working with. And the person we're working with here, it might look different than the next person we work with. Why is that? Because people are different, and we're working for them. So that makes it different.
Thank you. Well, just like that little diagram on my wall back there says hope. Thank you, Marlene, for that. But right up above it there is something that I have always kept by my desk, and it's referred to as the Serenity Prayer. And that just simply says that we've got to do the best we can with what we can do. We've got to understand the things that we just are not able to do. Lean on those for help. But most importantly, understand and be wise enough to know the difference. You know, don't go out there in uncharted lands. Don't try and do something that is maybe beyond your skill set right now. You may be developing that skill, but if you don't have it, that's okay. Just say, hey, I need some help. And that's the way we do this business. It's just knowing what we can do and doing the best we can at it, and reaching out to those for the things that we can't do, and you just know what we can do best. And that's what I do here, is to do what I can do best. So good night, everybody. And as always, just may God bless you indeed. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.